Welcome, everybody. Glad you're here on time. We're going to start our session by walking into the temple, and I want you to make it your own meditative experience. If you haven't meditated much, what do I mean by that? As you watch each person walk in, I want you just to imagine in yourself a little more strength, a little more power, a little more focus. And then as each one of us enters the temple, if bowing feels good to you, I invite you to bow as you enter. Like, wow, I'm making this sacred space for myself. If the word sacred doesn't mean anything to you, I'm making this time and this space to clear my mind, to clear all the other habits away, and to practice my best self, to feel great, to feel awesome. If you'd like to have a little moment with the enlightened being at the back of the room, please, you're welcome to. Make of that what you wish. And then we just grab a cushion and we'll take it from there. And if you're out there on the live stream, I invite you to just really get comfortable, be ready for this experience. And welcome, everybody. I'm going to move this camera a little to the side. There we go. Excellent. And so if you're brand new, there's just a little bit of routine that we like to just have us settle in. And so we had our little entrance ceremony. And next I just want you to set your intention that you're here, so make it great for you. If I share an idea that relaxation techniques can make you feel peace, and the more you practice them, there's amazing inner calm that you can become, take that seriously. Let yourself really imagine and feel yourself having the inner peace bigger than you've ever known. Whatever idea I share, let yourself really envisage it. If it doesn't seem like a helpful idea, ask me how to clarify it, or come back and let's figure out how to make it more awesome for you. I want you to dedicate that this session, you make it as awesome for you as possible. And when we spend time making ourselves happier, more empowered, more relaxed, that rubs off on everyone around us. So treat this time as a gift to yourself and to those around you. All right, and then let's all grab a seat. And to anyone out there on the live stream, I see you there. Please feel free to jump in with questions at any time. And I hope that I will be able to see them quickly and answer, and that you'll feel like you're here with us. Just setting it up so that you guys are floating in a good spot for me to see you. There we go. Excellent. So the topic for today was improving our meditation practice. And I guess there's two main parts to that. One, which was the thing that was first asked for, is how to meditate more regularly. How to make it that it fits into our life, maybe every morning or however often you would choose. And how to make that time that you give it, to make it a habit, to make it automatic, to make it part of your life and your way of being. And then the second thing we can look at, obviously, is ways to make our meditation better. And that obviously is a huge topic. Different ways you can approach meditation, different techniques you can use. But yeah. We're going to start with a guided meditation, then have our discussion, and end with a guided meditation. So, I just invite everybody to start getting ready. In a moment, we'll be doing our guided meditation. One thing that I like to do before I meditate is to think about, what am I going to do and how am I going to do it? So I said we're about to do a guided meditation, but I'm still talking. And the reason is I want to prime your mind with some good ideas. And I actually suggest you do this for yourself before you sit to meditate. You spend a minute imagining, hey, I'm going to practice peace. Maybe I'm going to practice happiness or kindness. I'm going to let my mind calm. And I can remember times where I felt really peaceful. I'm going to head into that. So you set yourself up for what you're going to do. A similar thing, if you're on your way to a party, you can imagine being really relaxed and having a great time with people, or jumping out and dancing. If you practice things in your mind, it gets you ready to do them better. All right. So let's begin our guided meditation. So I invite you just to check in with your body. When I do that, it just straight away it makes me adjust my posture. I'm putting my hips back a little bit, my spine up more, my shoulders back, my feet flat on the ground. If you're sitting cross-legged, perhaps you just make some little adjustments of the legs. I'm going to close the window. If there's anything you want to do in the environment around you to make it better, just do that now. And so let's just imagine meditation. It means different things to different people, but generally there's this idea of the mind becoming calm. It feels good. It feels soothing. I've already closed my eyes. When I said imagine meditation, I just remembered this sense of peace and spaciousness. So you might like to feel your eyelids and just gently let them close. And we're going to take a few deep, relaxing breaths. And maybe you noticed as I became quiet and the deep breaths, your body just relaxed and your mind started to become more spacious and calm and empowered. But maybe not. Maybe you're just like, why are we quiet all of a sudden? So just noticing your mind. I like to think that we are always succeeding when we meditate. Either just noticing your mind, learning to be more aware of your own consciousness. And there's also the moments where we have shaped and directed our consciousness. So either way, it's great. You're becoming more conscious. So we're going to take 3 more slow, deep breaths. And this time, as you do, let your body relax and really feel the breath. It's like a little vacation for your mind. Just concentrate on the breath and just be in peace. And we're still just warming up with this intro, setting the stage. If you've meditated a lot, maybe you can remember the kinds of meditations that were most helpful for you. And if you're new to meditation, maybe you could imagine altered states of consciousness. Your mind feeling super focused or tranquil beyond words. And for everybody, just know that while there are some nice ways to navigate more powerfully into these awesome states, just the more time we spend opening up to these, the more amazing states of consciousness we can tap into. So if you're deep in meditation, I invite you to look even closer and imagine an even deeper stillness, where all mental activity just instantly turns into the breath. This single point of focus is just bringing more and more powerful unity and deep stillness. If you're newer to meditation, I also encourage you to do something similar. We're going to be focusing on our breath, letting the body be still, letting the mind be still. If your mind starts to wander, try to see that happening as fast as you can and just come back into the breath. It's like you're playing a game with yourself, like you're training a puppy. And you know this puppy is going to be powerful and strong and amazing. You just play with it. You're just trying to keep its attention here in the breath, focusing it, making it awesome. And notice if your inner voice is thinking anything. We're going to make the focus of the meditation the sound of our breath, just to give that voice a rest. Just listening to the sound of the breath coming in and out, and as quickly as you can, if you notice the thought, try to interrupt it mid-word and just straight back into hearing the sound of the breath. You may have to do that over and over and over to begin, and then you'll have more time in the breath, and then more time in the breath. And as you make those points of stillness longer and longer, you'll feel the shift in consciousness that comes from letting that inner voice have a rest. It's fascinating how the thoughts move, how the voice wants to just narrate things, label things. When we can step out of that constant train of words, it lets us think in different ways. We notice the habit of words that we have, and it frees us. Hey, I could think something different. But for now, all we're doing is being in that single point of breath. Just hear the breath right now. Hear it, hear it, hear it. Your consciousness is this focus on the sound of the breath. And even with just this one activity, there's so much variation in how you do it. Maybe you notice moments where you're focusing strong or where you're focusing gentle. Maybe where you mentally make the sound strong, or you feel the depth and then letting go and the changing. Maybe it's not even the technique at all. Maybe there's just this subtle difference between when it really feels focused, or when it feels focused somehow else, or when it feels less focused, or when it feels focused even more. Maybe you notice the ways that you hold the focus really well sometimes. And as we keep breathing and just holding our focus on the breath, especially on the sound of the breath, you can also notice which ways you do that seem to be more conducive to meditation, more helpful for meditation. The ways that you bring your focus in, the ways that you sit in the focus, the ways that your consciousness feels more empowered. And you'll just have more and more of those best moments. We'll have just 2 minutes more of just breathing, and I want you to treat every one of these moments as precious. And then you can reflect upon the meditation. Notice how you feel. Appreciate how you feel. Maybe as you imagine cultivating these good feelings to fill up your life all day long, perhaps that's motivation to meditate longer, deeper. Perhaps that's motivation to have a few meditations each day. And maybe you can also reflect upon the meditation, what you did, or what you noticed, or what you learned. And you can imagine bringing this nice feeling, whether it's peace and calm or extra awareness of your consciousness in each moment. Imagine just bringing that from the meditation back into the temple, back into the discussion we're about to have. Just bring that peace and calm with you. Notice when you start to think about opening your eyes, and do it gently and enjoyably. Just bringing a peaceful awareness into each moment. And whether you're meditating out there on the live stream or here in the temple, I just invite everybody. First, we're going to share. Maybe it's just a nice feeling. I invite you to say it out loud. Or maybe you had a really interesting insight or a nice moment. Some of you may have even seen something that just felt great. So first we're going to share the positive, and then we're going to move into any questions or anything else. And I'd especially love to hear from you out there on the live stream. All right, I'm going to turn the camera over onto the crowd. So somebody's ready to jump in. How you feeling, Fluffy? Mm. Mm. Thanks for sharing. I'd like to talk about that after we've all had some time to share. Chef is back. How are you feeling? Mm. I hope you're excited to be as mindful as possible. I'm not sure how people relate to the word enlightenment. It means such different things to different people, but excited to be more enlightened. I think is a beautiful thing. I wonder if perhaps it was a intentional mind art form that somebody created to let people look at anxiety and think of it as excitement. I wonder if no one had put that idea out there, if anyone would notice it. But for whoever that idea is helpful for, I'm grateful. And I hope that you get to a place where excitement is the only part of that spectrum you see. One thing I've really appreciated is I used to be very anxious and a lot of less enjoyable feelings. And by practicing peace and practicing relaxing my body, it's very rare or close to zero time that I spend in those unenjoyable feelings now. And I definitely wish the same for you. Oh no, bring on the excitement. If every breath you're blissfully excited and soaring up into more enlightenment forever, excellent. That's what I'd wish for you. Amaze, are you with us? You're just doing something funny with your hands. I wasn't sure. How are you feeling? How was the meditation for you? Ah, so sweet. All right, everybody, that's what it looks like for someone to be in VR and carrying a baby at the same time. There we go, zoomed in. Here we are, people. We're exploring the cutting edge of human experience. It's all right, babe. So how are you feeling? How was the meditation for you? Wonderful. Did anybody have a moment of insight? I had the theme today to watch your mind and watch how you bring it into the breath, or how you hold the focus in the breath. It may be hard to articulate. Maybe it's a very subtle thing that you noticed how to do it. But I'd love to hear anybody, if you wanted to share something about how the experience was for you. So that feeling of it all coming back, I hope that you remember that, and you remember what it felt like to take your consciousness in there. And so throughout your day, if there's any moment or an interaction with somebody who shakes things up, you've just practiced that feeling of coming back. And you also have longer and longer in that feeling, that sense of peace and stillness, that becomes you. Would anyone else like to share a moment or an insight from their meditation? So, it wasn't the theme for today, but Fluffy, I'd like to address what you said about feeling the presence. I'd like everyone to imagine that there is an elephant in the room. And, it's grey and it's got wrinkly skin and its trunk comes out and its trunk touches you on the arm. And it's kind of a little bit sloppy. And its trunk wraps around your arm. Just gently. It's just a loving elephant. Now, to varying degrees, some of you will actually be feeling and seeing the elephant. Some of you will be having a glimpse of it. Some of you, it will be just an idea. But the reason I mention this is because I wanted to point out that our imaginations can be so vivid that things can seem real. And a number of times over the last couple of months, I've said to feel the people in the room. And my intention when I said that was to simply think of the people and care about them. And I noticed a few people in the group took that to be some kind of psychic suggestion. And when I was at university, I was in our paranormal research community, and we were doing experiments. We were trying to prove these abilities, and we never got any results, even though all of us believed we could do it. As soon as we tried to actually test it, we realized that we'd all just been tricking ourselves. And so when you think of other people, it's very easy. Like, it's built into us as humans to be aware of others. For you to relate to others, you have to be able to have some sense of how they're feeling, or what they're thinking, or where are they pointing. It's built into our hardware. And so it's very easy for us to imagine someone else, and while meditatively doing that, think, whoa, I'm actually feeling them. But I would suggest that you label that as your own consciousness. This is the last few months we've had these suggestions to feel each other, and people in the group were talking about it. So I guess it was on your mind in meditation. So I would propose that you think of it as something that arose from the ideas in your mind around meditation recently. And perhaps the present felt amazing. Perhaps it was a guiding, soothing sensation. Am I right, Fluffy? Was it a nice presence? Yeah. So I would propose that when we're meditating, we tap into a part of us that is much more peaceful, much more empowered. And if you look at movements of humans throughout time, many people will say they feel the presence of their guru or their deity or the Buddha. And I would propose that you're actually just tapping into the awesomeness that's inside of all of us. So that soothing, kind power that you felt, I would encourage you to think of that as it's just an awesome part of you, and that you are that strength and peace and kindness. All right, welcome to everybody who just made their way into the temple. Please grab a seat. We just finished a guided meditation and people were sharing some of their moments and their experience. All right, so the theme for tonight was how to improve our meditation practice. I hope that you noticed during the guided meditation that some of the ways in which I guided it were very carefully chosen and designed to be helpful for you. In some meditation schools, they'll say, when your mind's distracted, when your mind's distracted, when your mind's distracted. And then afterwards you ask people how it is and they're like, wow, my mind was so distracted. And you may have noticed that today I was saying when your mind's focused and into the relaxation and watch what it's like to create peace. And the ideas that I was sharing were intentionally chosen to be the ones that would be helpful for you, the way I framed it. And so I encourage you to do the same thing, not just with your meditation, but with everything. The way you frame how you think about your feelings, the way you frame how you talk to yourself. Shape it in a way that's as empowering for you as possible. But the topic today is meditation, so let's focus on that. So when you think about how you meditate, frame it in a way that, hey, it's this time. Instead of being like, oh, it takes me a while to get into it, you'd be like, wow, I love sitting into my meditation and just drifting in. It's almost the same statement, but one will feel good and will get you in probably faster, and one will probably not. As you think about being on the breath, if you remember every moment that you're in the breath and you remember the nice feelings, you'll get more and more of that, and those moments will last longer. If when your mind does something else, you're like, oh cool, I just noticed what my mind's doing and boom, I'm bringing myself back. If you think about it like that, you'll get more and more skillful at being the master of your mind. If you think of it as like, whoa, my mind keeps wandering, not really meditating, then, you can see how different that feels and sounds. So frame the way you think about your meditation to be as empowering for you as possible. It'll feel better, it'll work better, and you'll get more skillful at it. You'll frame it in a way that's better, which will then make your practice better and make the way that you move your mind be more the way that you would choose for it to move. And some of you may have noticed the framing, the kind of words that I chose. And if you didn't, and you're a regular, and I really hope everybody keeps coming back, I just invite you to notice that whenever I'm guiding a meditation, I've been very careful for 25 years to refine the way I guide the meditation, that every word and every idea is helpful. And now that I've said that and encourage you to notice it, I hope you do notice it, and I hope you then also get really good at it. Something else that can also be really helpful for our meditation practice is Chef is back was talking about excitement, and then I mentioned like excitement for enlightenment. And you may remember, for those of you who were at the start, before we started it, I was like, hey, I'm going to do a bit of a description. Meditation is this time where it gives us this peace and it can be really helpful. I want you to be excited by the ideas of what meditation can do for you. Like, if you think, oh yeah, meditation's a bit relaxing, that's nice. if you thought that a few times and then you're like, okay, I'm just going to sit and meditate, I at least encourage you every day when you think about it. Think about meditation as being relaxing. Oh yeah, it's nice. So just keep remembering like what it is that you like about meditation, so that motivation is there, and your brain is primed to make more relaxation or whatever it is that you want to be motivated with. And I actually hope that you're motivated by more than just relaxation. My intention for sharing these sessions is for full power empowerment for every one of you. I want you every moment to be able to craft your state of consciousness. If you want bliss, you can spend a few breaths and get into bliss. If you want to feel relaxed around people, you can imagine that with all your power, that your whole being feels it. And you can just continue that everywhere you go. If you want to be able to love salad, boom, you can just reprogram your brain. I want you to be fully empowered to be able to reprogram anything and everything in yourself. For you to be excited and inspired to live your best life, whatever that would be for you, and to be able to make the habit changes and the states of consciousness changes that are as helpful and as awesome as possible. And every time you sit to meditate and you learn how to steer your mind better, that's a big step in that direction. If you're sitting to meditate and you're thinking, okay, this is a practice that's relaxing, you'll get better at relaxing. And if you sit with the intention, I'm learning how to guide my mind and transform any feeling and be fully empowered, your subconscious will be figuring that out. So, yes, I hope you keep imagining awesome states of mind, awesome ways of being, the kind of happy, confident, fit, healthy person you want to be, and tie that into meditation. You learning to master your mind gives you the feelings that you want, and it also empowers you to make the choices that will make the life that you want. All right, so to reiterate, I was just saying that think about your motivation and envisage your meditation to be awesome. And think about that every day. You know, your consciousness is the one thing you have all the time. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's the most precious thing you have. It's the most awesome thing that's worth making great, making pumped up, making happy, making blissful, making fine-tuned, making powerful. Can I see some reaction from you guys? Is what I just said great? I mean, I feel like it was the most epically important good thing the universe has ever had. I want to hear if it's being received similarly. Get some thumbs up and some love hearts in the room. Does anyone have any questions about what I just said? Is it clear that when we are able to watch our mind in each moment, how that will then lead to you choosing how much you enjoy a salad, or it will lead to you being able to move into excitement or relaxation or party mode? Every moment, watching and steering your mind, how it can lead to almost anything in your life. Is that clear, or am I making too big of an inferential jump there? Wonderful. Now, Fluffy, you've been here a lot, so I want to know if it feels clear to the people who are new. Vader, what do you think? Excellent. Now, my hope is that it changes from an idea that makes sense into a way of being where you feel it, like you see through that lens. Everything about you is your moment to moment. And many of those moments just run on habit, but you can actually step into the driver's seat and override those habits and retrain those habits. And I also hope that you get it so internalized that you see it in every moment, with every person, everything they say, everything they do. You'll just see their consciousness. What are their habits? Where's their attention? How are they framing things? You know, like a filmmaker, whenever they watch a movie, they'll be like, oh, see the way that actor did that? Look at the framing of that shot. See the color scheme here. Or a games designer will be like looking at the interactions and the models. I want every one of you to be an enlightenment engineer. And every interaction with yourself or with someone else, you'll see the thought patterns. You'll see the attention. You'll see the state of mind that you're in and other people are in. And for yourself, you practice being amazing at that. Crafting and designing awesome new ways to be, or improving bit by bit. And then with other people, finding ways that are kind and inviting and lovely to bring other people peace, to bring other people kindness, patience, to enlighten them, give them epiphanies where they're like, whoa, actually, yeah, I am thinking like that. I don't have to think like that. Oh, I could. Oh, wow. Yeah, I want every one of you to be an empowered ambassador for awesomeness. So if I go back to what I was saying before about our meditation practice, when you think about your practice, I hope that it's not just a relaxing time, a soothing time, that it's full power enlightenment. You're becoming a consciousness engineer. In fact, we're taking steps towards everyone in the world becoming consciousness engineers. Most people are running on habits. Some people describe it as like living sort of in a daydream, sleepwalking, reacting the way they've always reacted, feeling the way they've always felt. And we have the ability to wake up and choose how we're going to be. Anytime you see a habit or a reaction or a feeling that doesn't serve you, I want you to just pop that bubble. Hey, that's not actually me. What do I choose instead? And never let the unhelpful bubbles have more than a moment of your consciousness. Just always I can just come back into this stillness and then choose. And imagine a world where everyone was doing that. How kind, how lovely, how playful, how brilliant that world will be. And so I hope that that's how you think about meditation. Full power empowerment for yourself and for everyone. Now, if that sounds intense, I hope it's intense in a way that's exciting and blissful. but I also want it to feel happy and soothing. You know, if you're the architect of your every moment, what do you choose to feel? Do you want to feel peace all the time? Do you want to feel bliss? Or maybe there's not even an all the time. What would your palette of feelings be? Do you want more joy, more playfulness, more curiosity, more hugs, or a feeling of hugging yourself? I really invite you, whenever you think about yourself, your own state of mind, your meditation, let it feel good. Let it feel really good. And I know for me, in meditation, I've dived into pure happiness and then stepped into 100 times as happy, and then 1,000, and then 1,000,000 times as happy. I've tapped into compassion and love for all beings. It was so beautiful it made me cry with absolute delight. I've crafted feelings that were a mixture of excitement and tranquility, or love and power, or bliss and giggles. I've crafted feelings that I don't even have words for. And I wish the same for you when you think of your consciousness, or when you think of meditation. Fully empowering your consciousness, that you can create beautiful ways to be, and in every moment be fully awake, fully empowered. All right, so I'm going to come back to this topic of improving our meditation practice. Yes, be motivated about your meditation. Envisage that it will do wonderful things for you. As you sit to meditate, know that you're actually learning to master your consciousness in every moment, and that that's amazing. Something else that can be really wonderful for our meditation practice is regularity. If you wake up and meditate every morning to start your day, whether it's 5 minutes or 20 minutes, I guarantee you will find those days to be, in general, just so much easier, better, happier. If you remembered that a few minutes into the meditation, you are already feeling calm and present, imagine at lunchtime, you'll give yourself a little top up, a couple of minutes to meditate. And then a couple of hours later, you give yourself another couple of minutes, just to really step into feeling good, peaceful, strong, and happy. Can I see a nod or a wave if that idea of meditating regularly, so that this positive feeling just keeps growing and filling up your day? Can I see some kind of reaction? Is that like appealing or inspiring for people? So I really encourage you to, right now, envisage how you would like to do it. Perhaps you can see, oh yeah, I catch the bus to school. That'd be an awesome time to meditate. Or in the morning I go jogging. That would be a great time to focus on my consciousness, feeling empowered and positive. Or maybe you'll envisage rolling out of bed, sitting in your meditation spot. Maybe you'll envisage the end of your workday. If there's a spot you like to sit, and you'll just infuse that with a couple of minutes to leave everything behind and make your evening great. I'm just going to be quiet for a minute, and I encourage every one of you to just envisage, practice. Where will you fit it into your day? And if you've tuned in on the live stream, I just invite you to really give yourself that minute. You know, it might be exciting to just watch video that has content, but internalizing things is where it has power. I want you to imagine making every one of your days beautiful. You give yourself this gift. It's just a few minutes here and there of extra peace, extra confidence, extra mindfulness. I mean, imagine if you did that every day, a few times a day. After a few months, the kind of tranquility and ease and strength that you would have everywhere, it's beyond words. So please just take some time to imagine fitting that in to your day. Decide to do it. Envisage it. Does anybody have any comments or questions or rebuttals? A 100% everything I was saying was just spot on? You're all completely on board? That's good to hear. You okay? You're typing something? I'm not sure if it's going to show up on the live stream, so I'll be ready to read for everybody. I was thinking about meditating 5 minutes in the morning. It sounds like a good idea. Absolutely. Sounds like a great idea. When I first started meditating, I started with 5 minutes every morning. And I would do single-pointed breathing meditation. And then after a while, 5 minutes was just too easy. I wanted more, and I turned it into 7 minutes, and then 10, and then more. And something about just doing it every day just gets better and better and better. And 5 minutes is a great amount that I think everybody can commit to. So yes, I think that's an awesome idea. And I'm looking forward to hearing how that has improved over time. And for someone who's a meditation skeptic or brand new to it, be like, oh, why do you want to do more? Imagine somebody's a weightlifter, and then after a little while, they want to lift more weights. And I think it's the same kind of thing with meditation. If you're doing 5 minutes of single-pointed meditation, you will find your state of consciousness has shifted. And you feel like you're going into meditation. And so you get to a point where like, wow, I really want to see where that's going to take me. How peaceful will I feel in 10 minutes? Or if I let all of the noise of my mind stop even more, how wildly peaceful or present or powerful is that going to feel? And does that even make sense to someone who hasn't experienced meditation? I don't know. It's an experiential thing. Shifting your state of consciousness and how awesome it can get. I encourage everybody to explore it. I just realized I don't have a camera pointing at me. What's going on? Here we go. All right. I would love to hear, has anyone else got any other questions? Or maybe your Kai just made the statement, going to meditate 5 minutes every day. Perhaps you just want to affirm it to yourself or to the world. All right, let's do another meditation. I think it's time. So I invite everybody to just get comfortable and take a moment to remind yourself, remember whatever ideas that I just shared that seemed helpful. Mastering every moment of your awareness. Framing your meditation in a way that feels great and inviting and peaceful and wonderful. Bring your attention into your breath. Listen to the breath. Make each moment be wrapped up in the breath. Notice your consciousness right now. What was your focus like? What was the activity in the mind? And imagine if that all just disappeared and you were just left with the breath. Pure peace. Just breathing. And then we let our mind rest from the focus. We shift into a different kind of meditation. I just invite you to imagine having this sense of peace and comfort all day, every day. Or maybe you don't want to practice peace and comfort. Practice whatever state of consciousness you would choose. I like to imagine that my core, my foundation, is pure stillness. And then on top of that, I can build anything, whether it's epic excitement, kindness, wild workout, focused sport or work time. Craft your consciousness. Let it feel great. And I invite you to also imagine your meditation practice. What times of the day will you meditate? How good do you want to feel about meditation? And in a moment, you're going to come out of the meditation. Here we are sitting in this circle. You see me with my intense intention for you to be inspired and empowered. For you to inspire yourself with your dream life, with your best you. For you to master your consciousness in every moment to the subtlest little degree. How calm do you want to feel? How happy do you want to create? How massive can your compassion be? How gentle and kind can your patience be? How playful and creative can your artistic expression become? How connected with others will you train your mind to be? How beautifully will your words or your music or your movement inspire others? And yes, every one of these changes takes some time and some imagination. So I want to inspire you to give yourself that time regularly and to make your imagination awesome. Let your subconscious practice the most amazing DJ set ever. Let yourself practice the most beautiful time with friends, the most wonderful date, the most creative artwork, the most empowered workout, the most enlightened version of you. Let yourself envisage it and feel it and practice it. I also hope that my words and this context of sitting in a temple, that they reached you in some way. But you can also see that for it to reach the world as much as it could, it needs your creativity and your inspiration. So you let yourself dream of how you can help others and what art you could create, or words you could make, or memes you could make that could spread enlightenment like a wildfire more than I ever could. And while certainly I want every one of you to have your own awesome meditation practice, I hope you all know that I love that we sit together, and I want to hear your enlightening moments, your epiphanies, the epic transformations you've created. And so I really hope you keep coming to these sessions, and that this community empowering each other grows and gets more expressive, and we have more and more stories of awesome to share with each other. Okay, well, I'd love to hear if anyone else has something they want to say or share or ask. Perhaps you've had something going on in your life where you have a feeling that, wow, this could be a lot easier or better. How would mental empowerment or enlightenment change that thing? Maybe you want to ask about something that's been going on for you. Or maybe there was something I said today which you felt was hinting at something much bigger and you want to hear more about it. Please, somebody ask something. You two out on the live stream? I'm watching. Pops, do you have any questions? I think you're far from the mic. Let me turn you up. So it was very blurry. I didn't really hear what you said. Did you say you had something you wanted to ask? Are you fixing up your mic? How about you guys? We're all good? You're enlightened now? High five! Lay some skin on me, cat. Oh yeah. Woo, shout into love. Alright, well, to all of you, I hope you found today enlightening and inspiring. I hope you are motivated to meditate more regularly, for you to frame your approach to your thoughts and your meditation in a way that helps you and makes it feel good and empowers you. And may your meditations get more beautiful and more awesome every day. And please invite your friends to these sessions, or re-watch the videos, or share the videos with people. I want every one of us imagining a world where we're all super brain engineers, and that we all work towards making that awesome world where everyone is fully empowered. Be a source of happiness and peace and bliss to others, and be an amazing source of peace and happiness and bliss to yourself. All right, well, lots of love to everybody, and thank